Some tractors are built for a season, but others, they're built for a lifetime. These iron workhorses have plowed fields for decades, logging tens of thousands of hours without quitting. From John Deere legends to Case IH monsters and even compact Kubotas that just won't die, these are the tractors that farmers swear will outlive them. Stick around, because number 8 on this list is a machine so tough it's still farming 60 years after it rolled off the line. Number 1. John Deere 4020. The John Deere 4020 is a name that resonates with almost every American farmer, and for good reason. Produced between 1964 and 1972, this model wasn't just a tractor, it was a revolution in farming technology at the time. Deere sold over 184,000 units of the 4020, which immediately shows how popular it became across the U.S. Midwest, Great Plains, and beyond. Farmers often refer to it as the tractor that defined modern farming in America because it brought together durability, power, and versatility in one reliable package. What made the 420 so special was its design. It came with a 6-cylinder diesel engine that produced around 95 horsepower, which was considered powerful for its era. But beyond raw power, the engine was designed with simplicity in mind. The mechanics were easy to understand, parts were accessible, and the tractor was built to be serviced by the farmer in his own shop, which was a huge advantage in rural communities. With regular oil changes and basic care, many farmers report their 4020s reaching 10,000 to 15,000 hours of use without requiring a major overhaul. Some even push far beyond those numbers, proving how tough the build quality really was. Another reason for the 4020's long lifespan is its versatility. This tractor could do it all: plowing, planting, tillage, baling, and hauling wagons. For farmers who couldn't afford multiple machines, the 4020 was the one investment that could handle every season's workload. It came with Deere's proven synchro-range transmission, and later versions offered the power shift option, making it easier to operate and more adaptable to different tasks. Even today, decades after production ended, thousands of 4020s are still in operation. Many of them have been passed down from one generation to the next, making them not only machines but family legacies. At auctions, well-kept 4020 fetch premium prices, sometimes rivaling much newer tractors, simply because farmers know they will still have a dependable workhorse. Collectors also hold the 4020 in high regard, but what makes it truly legendary is that it's not just a collector's item, it's still a working tractor. In rural America, the John Deere 4020 has become almost symbolic. It represents an era when machines were built to last a lifetime and beyond. Farmers often say that owning a 4020 is like owning a piece of history. But unlike most historical artifacts, this one still puts in a full day's work. That combination of nostalgia and practical durability has cemented the 4020's reputation as one of the longest-lasting tractors in American farming history. Number 2. Ford 8N. When the Ford 8N tractor rolled off the assembly line in 1947, it changed the landscape of small-scale farming in America forever. Built until 1952, this machine wasn't just another tractor, it was a tool that made farming more accessible, affordable, and manageable for small and mid-sized family farms. Over 500,000 units were produced during its run, and the fact that tens of thousands are still operating more than 70 years later speaks volumes about its longevity. The Ford 8N was relatively modest in power, featuring a 4-cylinder gasoline engine producing about 27 horsepower. Yet what it lacked in raw strength, it made up for with practicality and durability. One of its most important innovations was the 3-point hitch system, which allowed implements to be easily attached and removed. This system became the industry standard and is still used on modern tractors today. That feature alone made the 8N incredibly versatile, capable of plowing, mowing, disking, cultivating, or pulling small wagons, all with one machine. Its longevity is due to several factors. First, its design was mechanically simple. Unlike modern tractors that rely heavily on electronics, the 8N systems were easy to repair with basic tools. Farmers could handle most maintenance jobs themselves, which kept the machines running for decades. The engines, while small, were durable and could be overhauled relatively cheaply. Many owners report their 8Ns running smoothly after 8,000 hours or more, a staggering figure for a tractor from the late 1940s. Another key reason the 8N still thrives is the availability of parts. Because so many were made, and because the tractor became iconic, aftermarket support remains strong. Even today, you can buy almost every part needed to restore or repair an 8N, from complete engines to the smallest gasket. This ensures that farmers and collectors can keep these machines alive for generations. The Ford 8N remains especially popular with small acreage owners, hobby farmers, and ranchers who need a reliable, no-nonsense tractor. It's not uncommon to see an 8N pulling a brush hog, tilling gardens, or even being used in light utility work on farms across the country. For many, it represents a time when farming was straightforward and machinery was built to endure. What makes the 8N legendary isn't just its technical achievements, but its cultural impact. It became a symbol of post-war American farming, enabling families to increase productivity and manage their land more effectively. Today, owning an 8N isn't just about having a tractor, it's about owning a piece of Americana that, against all odds, still works hard in the fields. Number 3. Massey Ferguson 135. Introduced in the early 1960s, the Massey Ferguson 135 quickly became one of the best-selling tractors of its time. Known for its toughness, simplicity, and fuel efficiency, the 135 built a reputation that continues to this day. Farmers often describe it as the tractor that just keeps going, and countless 135s remain in daily use more than half a century after they were first sold. At the heart of its longevity is the Perkins AD 3.152 diesel engine, one of the most reliable small tractor engines ever built. Delivering around 45 horsepower, the engine provided just the right balance of power and efficiency for small to mid-sized farms. It could handle plowing, haying, cultivating, and general utility work with ease. Farmers found that the Perkins engine not only sipped fuel compared to other tractors of its class, but also could withstand incredible amounts of work with minimal breakdowns. Reports of 135s exceeding 12,000 to 15,000 operating hours without major overhauls are common. Another factor in the 135 long life is its mechanical simplicity. With no unnecessary electronics to complicate repairs, farmers could handle most maintenance tasks on their own. The transmission was rugged, the hydraulics were dependable, and the overall build quality was solid. This simplicity also meant fewer things could go wrong, which is why so many of these tractors remain reliable decades later. Today, the 135 remains a favorite for small farmers, hobbyists, and collectors. At auctions, well-maintained examples are snapped up quickly, often commanding higher prices than newer tractors of similar size. For many, the Massey Ferguson 135 is not just a machine, it's a trusted partner that, with basic care, will outlast even its owner. Number 4. John Deere 4440. If the 4020 was Deere's most iconic tractor of the 1960s, then the John Deere 4440, built from 1978 to 1982, known affectionately as the Iron Horse, the 4440 combined durability, power, and comfort in a way that cemented its status as one of the best tractors Deere ever made. Farmers today still speak of the 4440 with reverence, and many are still in daily service across America. The 4440 was equipped with a 6.6L turbocharged diesel engine, producing around 130 horsepower, making it powerful enough for heavy tillage and row crop farming. But it wasn't just about brute force. The tractor was engineered for longevity. Farmers frequently report their 4440s running 15,000 to 20,000 hours or more, a level of durability that rivals any machine in its class. The transmission options, including Deere's PowerShift, gave operators flexibility and reliability, ensuring smooth performance under heavy workloads. One of the standout features of the 4440 was its sound guard cab. At the time, this was a game changer. Farming often meant long, noisy, uncomfortable hours, but the sound guard cab provided a quieter, more comfortable environment. This wasn't just a luxury. It meant farmers could work longer hours without fatigue, which in turn made the tractors rack up more use and prove their reliability. Many owners credit the cab as a reason they chose the 4440 over competing models. Farmers also loved the 4440 for its toughness. Stories abound of these tractors pulling oversized loads, surviving extreme weather conditions, and still performing year after year. The rugged construction, coupled with Deere's strong parts network, ensured that these machines could be maintained indefinitely. Even today, parts are readily available, and mechanics are familiar with every aspect of their design. Simply put, The John Deere 4440 is more than just a tractor, it's a legend. Farmers trust it because it has proven itself in the toughest conditions, season after season. Its reputation as one of the longest-lasting tractors in American history is well-earned, and its legacy as the Iron Horse will endure for generations. Number 5. International Harvester 1066. The International Harvester 1066, produced during the 1970s, holds a special place in American farming history. Often described as one of IH's greatest tractors, the 1066 was powerful, reliable, and built to withstand decades of hard work. For many farmers, it was the heart of their operations, and even today, thousands of 1066s are still earning their keep in the fields. The tractor was powered by a DT414 turbocharged diesel engine that produced about 145 horsepower, giving it the muscle needed for heavy tillage, plowing, and other demanding tasks. What made the 1066 special wasn't just its power, but how well it held up under constant use. Farmers routinely report their 1066s surpassing 12,000 hours, and with rebuilds and care, some have gone much farther. It's no exaggeration to say this machine could run forever, which is exactly how many owners describe it. Part of its longevity comes from its mechanical simplicity. The 1066 was engineered in an era when tractors were tough, straightforward machines without complicated electronics. Farmers could diagnose and repair most issues themselves, keeping costs down and ensuring the tractors stayed operational. The drivetrain was rugged, the hydraulics were reliable, and the frame was built to handle years of punishment. The 1066 was also versatile. It could be used on row crop farms, grain operations, or livestock operations. Many were fitted with cabs for added comfort, though the tractor was equally dependable in open station form. Farmers valued it for its ability to work long days without complaint, and many became emotionally attached to their 1066s because of how central they were to their livelihoods. Today, the 1066 is sought after by both collectors and working farmers. Collectors appreciate its historical significance and its role in IH's golden years, while farmers know it's still a reliable workhorse. At auctions, clean examples are highly prized, and even well-used models are snapped up quickly because of their reputation for dependability. Number 6. Kubota L Series. When talking about compact tractors that manage to combine affordability, reliability, and long life, the Kubota L Series is almost always near the top of the list. Kubota as a brand has built its reputation in the US on smaller and mid-sized tractors that are perfectly suited for farmers, landscapers, property owners, and ranchers who need versatile machines without the bulk of larger row crop tractors. The L Series, particularly models such as the Kubota L2501 and L3901, consistently stand out for their remarkable durability. These tractors are known to comfortably surpass 5,000 to 7,000 operating hours with nothing more than routine oil changes, filter replacements, and careful operator handling. For a smaller machine, this is especially impressive, as many competitors in the compact category struggle to reach that benchmark. One of the biggest contributors to the L Series' long lifespan is Kubota's engineering philosophy. Their compact diesel engines are not only efficient, but also famously robust, designed to deliver torque steadily across a wide range of farm tasks. Combined with durable gear and hydrostatic transmission options, these tractors can handle everything from mowing and loader work to tilling and snow removal. Another overlooked factor that adds years to their service life is the demographic that buys them. Most L-Series tractors are owned by smaller operators, rural landowners, or hobby farmers who tend to take pride in meticulous maintenance. Unlike commercial fleets that push machines to their limits daily, Kubota L-Series tractors are often maintained with care, stored under cover, and operated with respect. Real-world testimonials back this up. It's not uncommon to hear from owners who bought their L-Series tractor decades ago and still rely on it for daily chores with minimal downtime. Some farmers even say their Kubotas just don't quit, and when minor issues do occur, parts are easy to source and repairs are straightforward. This combination of strong build quality, simple mechanics, and conscientious ownership has turned the Kubota L Series into a textbook example of how compact tractors can rival larger machines when it comes to longevity. Number 7. Allis-Chalmers D17. Although the Allis-Chalmers brand is no longer a major player in modern tractor production, the machines it produced during its golden era remain legendary for their staying power. One of the standout models in this legacy is the Allis-Chalmers D17. Produced between 1957, while it may not have had the global recognition of a John Deere or Ford tractor, the D17 carved out a strong reputation among American farmers who valued durability above all else. Many still describe the tractor as being built like a tank, and that reputation was well earned. The D17 was available in both gasoline and diesel variants, with the diesel models in particular gaining praise for their longevity. Properly cared for, these tractors are known to surpass 8,000 to 10,000 working hours without major overhauls, a figure that rivals even some modern machines. Part of this longevity comes from the straightforward design of its powertrain. With fewer electronics and more mechanical systems, the tractor was easier to maintain in rural settings where repair shops weren't always nearby. Farmers could service the tractor themselves, keeping costs low while extending its usable life well beyond its original design expectations. Versatility was another reason for the D17's lasting popularity. It wasn't just a row crop tractor. It could handle haying, plowing, cultivating, and general utility work with ease. This meant that farmers who invested in a D17 got a machine capable of serving nearly every task on the farm, ensuring that it remained relevant for decades. Even today, it's not unusual to see a D17 still operating on smaller farms across the Midwest, often being used by second or even third-generation owners. Collectors have also recognized the value of the D17. And while some are restored for show, many remain in daily service, a true testament to the engineering excellence of the time. For many farmers, the Allis-Chalmers D17 represents an era when tractors were built with simplicity, strength, and longevity in mind, and its continued presence in American fields speaks volumes about its endurance. Number 8. Case IH Magnum Series 7140-7240. When Case IH introduced the Magnum series in 1987, it was immediately clear that these tractors were in a league of their own. Among the lineup, the Case IH Magnum 7140-7240 quickly rose to iconic status and are still regarded by many as some of the toughest tractors ever built. With horsepower ratings ranging from 190 to 215, these machines were designed to dominate large-scale American farms, where big fields and heavy workloads were the norm. Over time, they earned a reputation for being nearly indestructible. The secret behind the Magnum's longevity lies largely in its power plant. Both the 7140-7240 were equipped with the legendary 8.3L Cummins diesel engine, a workhorse engine known for its unmatched reliability and ability to handle punishing workloads day after day. This engine, combined with a rock-solid transmission, allowed many Magnum tractors to easily surpass 20,000 operating hours, a staggering figure that puts them among the longest-lasting modern tractors in American farming history. Farmers consistently report that these tractors rarely experience major engine issues as long as basic maintenance such as oil and filter changes is carried out on schedule. Beyond the mechanics, the Magnum series also delivered comfort and practicality. The cabs were spacious and well insulated, making long days in the field far more manageable compared to earlier generations of tractors. Yet, despite these creature comforts, the tractors remained mechanically straightforward and easy to repair, a balance that newer, more electronic-heavy tractors sometimes struggle to achieve. This mix of simplicity, toughness, and operator-friendly design created a tractor that farmers didn't just use but trusted deeply. Even decades after their introduction, used Magnum 7140 and 7240 models command high prices in the resale market. Farmers know that these tractors, though older, can still compete with modern machines in terms of reliability and performance. For many, owning a Magnum isn't just about nostalgia, it's about having a tractor that you can count on to keep running, no matter how tough the job. In the world of long-lasting tractors, the Case IH Magnum series truly set the benchmark. Number 9. John Deere 7810. Few tractors have achieved the legendary status of the John Deere 7810. Produced between 1997 and 2003, this model has become almost mythical in farming circles for its blend of power, versatility, and unparalleled reliability. Farmers often say that the 7810 represents the sweet spot of tractor design, a perfect balance between mechanical durability and just enough modern comfort and technology. This balance is one reason why the 7810 is still widely sought after, even 2 decades after production ended. At the heart of the 7810 is its 8.1L PowerTech engine, a robust power plant that has proven capable of handling nearly any task thrown at it. Whether pulling heavy tillage equipment, planting row crops, or managing loader work, the 7810 performs without breaking a sweat. More importantly, it does so year after year, often exceeding 15,000 to 20,000 hours of operation without major engine or transmission failures. This level of dependability is why many farmers refuse to part with their 7810s, even when upgrading other parts of their fleet. Another factor in its longevity is its versatility. Unlike some tractors that are optimized for a narrow set of tasks, the 7810 is equally at home in heavy field work and lighter utility jobs. Farmers appreciate that they can use it across multiple seasons and tasks, which maximizes its value over time. At the same time, the tractor avoids the complexity of modern electronic-heavy designs, meaning repairs are simpler and less costly. This combination of power, reliability, and ease of upkeep has given the 7810 a sort of cult following, with used models still commanding premium prices in the resale market. The tractor's reputation has grown so strong that it has become something of a legend in its own right. Farmers talk about their 7810s with pride, often stating that no newer model has matched its reliability. For many, it represents the peak of John Deere's design philosophy, a machine built to last, trusted for decades, and still working hard in American fields today. Number 10. New Holland T4 Series. While the tractor industry often highlights massive, high-horsepower machines, the New Holland T4 Series proves that smaller utility tractors can be just as impressive in terms of lifespan and dependability. Designed with versatility and operator comfort in mind, the T4 Series has become a favorite among small to mid-sized American farms, ranches, and specialty operations such as vineyards and orchards. These tractors may be compact, but they pack an impressive lifespan, often lasting between 7,000 and 10,000 hours when properly maintained. A big factor behind the T4's longevity is its engineering. The series features efficient and fuel-conscious engines that deliver reliable performance without excessive strain, even under daily use. These tractors are designed to handle a wide variety of tasks, including loader work, haying, light tillage, and general utility chores. Their versatility ensures that they're used consistently throughout the year, making them a vital part of many operations. Importantly, they're also easy to maintain. With well-placed service points and readily available parts, operators can keep these tractors running smoothly without needing specialized tools or costly repairs. Comfort also plays a role in the T4's appeal. New Holland designed these tractors with ergonomic operator stations, excellent visibility, and user-friendly controls, making long working days less fatiguing. This might not seem directly related to longevity, but in practice, it encourages careful and safe operation, which extends the life of the machine. Owners frequently report that their T4 tractors remain dependable season after season, with very few major issues arising over the years. Perhaps the strongest testament to the T4 Series' durability is the loyalty of its owners. Farmers and ranchers often speak highly of how well their tractors have held up under demanding conditions, from constant loader work to long hours in the hayfield. Unlike many compact tractors that struggle with heavy use, the T4 thrives in tough environments, proving that New Holland designed it with long-term reliability in mind. For those seeking a compact utility tractor that doesn't compromise on lifespan, the T4 Series stands as one of the best modern options available in the American market. So there you have it, the 10 tractors with the longest lifespan, machines that prove true durability, never goes out of style. Which one do you think deserves the crown as the toughest tractor ever built? Drop your pick in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this ride through tractor history, hit that like button, subscribe for more farming legends, and share this video with a fellow tractor fan. Until next time, keep those engines running and the fields growing.